Hey guys, welcome back. So in the last video, we learned the different types of binary tree, whereby we saw there are three types of binary tree. Hope all those three types are clear. Now in this video, let's see how we can represent a tree in our code. So there are two ways of representing a tree. One is via a linked list and the other is via an array. So let's learn both of them one by one. So now let's first see how we can represent a tree using a linked list. So at a logical level, this is how a tree looks like, as we have already seen in our previous videos. So here we have a root which is having left and right subtree. Similarly, this node over here has left child and right child, and this node has left child and no right child. So this is how a tree is looking at a logical level. Now let's see when we implement it, how does it looks like. So if we want to implement our tree using linked list, this is how it will look like. So we will always create a node which will have three components in it, that is the data, left pointer and right pointer. So data will of course carry the data for that node. Left pointer or left reference will carry the address of the left node, and similarly the right pointer or right reference will carry the address of right node. So here we see that this node over here, which is the right node having value 3, is located at address 333. So the right reference over here is having the same 333, indicating that this is pointing to this node. Similarly, the left node is residing at address 222. So we have stored the same 222 over here, which basically indicates that it is referring to this node. Similarly, if we come to this node, the left reference is having 444, which is the address of this node over here, and the right reference is having value 555, which is nothing but the address of this node. So this is how a tree looks like when we implement it using a linked list. Fine. So I hope you have understood it. Now let's see when a tree is represented using an array, how does it looks like. So here we have the same tree which at a logical level looks like this. Now if we want to implement this tree using an array, then the way it will look like will be little different. So here we have an array with 18 cells in it. Now typically when we want to store a tree in an array, we never use the 0th cell because of the mathematical complexity. Now again, there is no hard and fast rule. You can always use the 0th cell, but ideally we don't take it. So to maintain the standard, even I am not taking it in all of my examples. So our first node will be stored in the cell number 1. Now how do we store a tree in an array? Very simple. We use these two simple formulas. That is, the left child will be stored at the cells into 2x. Similarly, the right child will be stored at cell number 2x plus 1. Now what is x? X is basically the cell number of the parent node. So let's say if we want to store this tree in this array, how do we do that? Very simple. So first of all, we have to insert the root node, which is 20. So what we'll do for the root node is, the root node always resides at the first cell. So we'll put 20 over here. So this is done. Now let's say if we want to insert the left child, that is 100. So how do we do that? We use this formula. So left child will be stored at cell number 2 into x. Now what is x? X is parent of the child. Now what is parent of 100? It is 20. Where is it located? It is located at cell number 1. So this becomes 2 into 1, that is 2. So left child can be stored at second cell. So we have stored 100 over here. Similarly, if we want to store the right child, formula is cell number 2x plus 1. Now what is 2x? 2x is 2 into 1 plus 1. So it becomes 2 into 1 plus 1, that is 3. So we store the right child in third cell. So we have inserted 3 here. Now let's say if we want to store both the children of 100. So how do we do that? Simple. The left child of 100, that is number 50, that will be inserted using this formula. That is cell number 2x. What is x? X is the location of parent. That is location cell number 2. So this formula turns into 2 into 2. That is 4. So in fourth cell we can insert the left child. Similarly, when we want to insert the right child, which is 15 in this case, the formula is 2x plus 1. So it becomes 2 into value of x is 2, because the parent of 15 is 100, which is located at second cell, plus 1. So this becomes 5. So we insert 15 at cell number 5. Similarly, if we want to insert the child of number 3, that is 250 and 35, how do we do that? Left child is cell 2x. So it becomes 2 into 3, that is 6th cell. So we insert 250 here. Right child becomes 2 into 3 plus 1, that is, it becomes 7. So we insert 35 at 7th cell. Similarly, we can use 8th, 9th, 10th and all of the other cells in this array. Fine. So I hope you have understood how is the tree represented at a code level. So one is using an array, other is using a linked list. Now since both of the ways of representing a tree in code, that is array or linked list, are very different from each other. So what we'll do is, we will learn all the standard operations of binary tree once using a linked list, and again the same operations we will learn using an array. So we will do this thing only once for binary tree. Now after binary tree, whichever tree that we will be learning, like binary search tree or AVL tree or red black tree, all of them we will be using linked list, because the implementation of a linked list is way more efficient than an array. Anyways, we will talk about all of those things later again in lot of details. So let's stop here. In the next video, we'll see what are the standard operations that can be performed on a binary tree. Thanks for your time. See you in the next video.